Welcome to Side Roads. I'm Carlos, and this is a very impressive Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo 2025. The 2025 Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo. It comes with a 2.5 liters 4-cylinder engine turbo, obviously, that produces a very healthy 250 horsepower and even healthier 320 pound-feet of torque. That's on premium gas. If you decide to use regular gas, it goes down to 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque, which is still very high on the torque department. All those numbers are what separates this car and makes it aim for premium competitors, and we will be talking about that a little bit later. So the Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo comes with a 6-speed automatic transmission, which is a Mazda transmission, and the turbos are all-wheel drive only. You can have in the rest of the Mazda 3 Sedan lineup, without the turbo engine, you still have the option for all-wheel drive. It comes from wheel drive standard, but you can option that, which is pretty good for the northern US states, and especially very good for Canada to have that option. So that's good. The Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo safety features are very extensive, and it comes with things like advanced blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, Mazda radar cruise control with a stop and go function, smart support front and rear, smart brake support rear crossing, pedestrian detection forward sensing, high beam control system, traffic sign recognition system, traffic jam assist, cruising and traffic assist, front and rear parking sensors, distance recognition support system, distance and speed alert, forward obstruction warning, lane keep assist system, lane departure warning system, drive attention alert, and for 2025 has a new private e-call and stolen vehicle assistant. That's pretty good, and you will not be missing pretty much anything on the safety department. Really, really good. So the Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo is a pretty unique vehicle, I would say. It is very cool that Mazda offers this car with this very powerful engine. The Mazda 3 is a small car. It is sitting in the compact sedan class. It's a light car. So this engine does a lot for this car and allows me to present you with an interesting option when comparing against the market. So I divided this by the regular compact sedan market and then the premium luxury compact sedan market. I think it's worth it. I think it will be interesting for you to see the difference there. And although the prices may be close enough, remember, for luxury and premium brands, those base prices are nowhere near with to the level of equipment that this car comes with. So once you want the car fully loaded or with extra features like this one has, like I just mentioned, or some other stuff, it starts to pile up on options and packages and thousands of dollars. But anyway, the prices that you are about to see are the starting or base prices, at least for the premium class. So you can have your own conclusions. To me, this whole car is no problem competing with that premium luxury segment, and even more than the regular one. because of what it is, because of the interior, the materials, the driving dynamics, the feeling of the whole car. This is a great car. So let's get to it. The Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo then competes in the regular class with cars with the Jetta GLI, the Hyundai Elantra N, and the Subaru WRX. And those, of course, are because they are sedan. To be honest, the Elantra N and the Subaru WRX are hardcore sport cars and have a lot more power, so they separate a little from this one. I just added them because they are sedans and because the power and the whole characteristics of the car are close enough. But to be honest, I think the real closer competitor in the regular class is the Jetta GLI. Then we have the premium luxury compact sedans here, and I have chosen the Acura Integra, the Audi A3, and the BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe, or Coupe, however you want to say it. And yes, you may say, Carlos, you are crazy. Not really. I'm telling you, the amount of powers and the feeling of this car is right there with those. And for example, as you saw, the Integra has a lot less power, and the Audi A3 also has less power than this, for example. So in the power department, this is a win. The BMW 2 Series then has more power, but it's also more expensive. And as I said, you know, once you start adding options and all that, well, it takes off from price. So again, this is not for everybody. I don't think many people will be cross-shopping necessarily these cars. I hope people is watching this video and at least look at the numbers and think about it, because if you test drive a Mazda 3 Turbo back to back with any of those, you will have second thoughts, and I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, let's continue then. The Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo fuel efficiency is 10.1 liters per 100 kilometers city and 7.3 liters per 100 kilometers highway, which is 23 mpg city and 32 mpg highway. Those numbers are kind of competitive there on all those cars that I mentioned, but I don't think this is the most fuel efficiency, but it still is not also the least, so that's good. Then the Mazda 3 prices for Canada, it starts around 41,000 Canadian dollars and only has a few extras like the leather color, like this one that is red in the inside or the seats, and the paint. So I added the two more expensive options, and it goes up to 41,720 Canadian dollars. Then in the US, the prices start around 32,000 US dollars, and the top trim goes to around 36,000 US dollars. Of course, those are not cheap prices, and many people will think, oh, that price for a Mazda 3. But as you saw in the graphics too, there are plenty of sedans with this level of powers around those numbers, and most of them are even more expensive, so it makes sense. This is a good case for Mazda. The 2025 Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo interior. This is a great interior. I think you are getting tired of listening to me saying the same about Mazda's interiors, but it is the truth. So the materials are all soft and high quality and really good looking, even in the doors here. But also in the door we have leather wrapped and contrast stitching, and this is soft section here, and this comb that connects to the handle is a really nice design, but it's also full of high quality and nice materials. Here have also this leather wrap with contrast stitching, which in this case is red because we have a red seat interior here, which is, by the way, also beautiful. We have this chrome here from the vents and connects to the air conditioning control, and there is even a chrome around the start-stop engine bottom. So everything screams quality and premiumness and very well put together. The design of the vents here are nice, and the ones here are kind of connected to. Really, really nice. So you have two memory seats positions for two different drivers. The four windows are one touch up and down, which I really like as a feature. The seats are very comfortable to me and my liking. They are a little bit firm but still comfortable, and the design is really nice and have stitching, and in this case doesn't do contrast because the seats are red, and then they have perforation in the middle. This is real leather and it feels really high quality too. They are heated, by the way, the front seats. The steering wheel is also wrapped in leather and is heated, and the design is really nice and have all the controls that you need here. Really cool. We have a Bose premium sound system with 12 speakers. There is a 7 inches center digital display in the gauge cluster. So this is a combination of analog instruments and digital, and in the middle, in that 7 inches screen, you can configure a little and have different views and information that you can get from the car. It's not a lot, but it's sufficient. I think this is fine. Then we have a 10.25 inches infotainment screen, which is colored and pretty crisp and easy to see. It is controlled by this rotary knob here, which is typical of the Mazda system. I own a Mazda and I have owned several Mazdas, and this is a really pretty easy and a straightforward system to use, in my opinion. I do know that people prefer touch screens, and not everybody agrees that this is a good system. In my opinion, it is, as an owner, as a user, but it's good. And BMWs and Mercedes used to have this system. They walk away from it, but this is okay. You get used to this in one day or so. The system has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and with that, the system becomes touch. So you have that option now from Mazda, which is really good to have. The air conditioning controls are all hard buttons and really satisfying to use, really high quality they feel on the touch. It's pretty simple and minimalistic, but you have everything you need here, and it's a dual system climate control, so you can have different temperature for the passenger and the driver. We have wireless charging for your phone here, 2 cup holders, your regular shifter, which I love, the rotary knob that I was mentioning, which by the way includes here on the side volume knob, which is really cool to have. And also this whole system, when you are driving, requires minimal movement, so it's also safe. Also the screen is on the high level, so you barely move your eyes from the road. That is good. And I forgot to mention there is a heads-up display here, which has a lot of information like your blind spot, and also when you put the maps, it shows you the directions and the turnings. All that is really nice to have, pretty clear and pretty cool, very functional. The center console is on the average size, I would say, but have this divider here that will help you organize your stuff, so that's nice. The glove box is on the average size. There are sunglasses holder here, this new e-call or emergency call button here from Mazda in 2025 on this vehicle, which they didn't have before, so that is cool for emergencies. And it has a theft support system or something, so if the car gets stolen, which is a thing now in Toronto and the GTA, Mazda will help the police and the authorities to recover the car, so that is cool to have too. The back mirror is frameless and it has a HomeLink integration, which I have this in my car and I love it. It's pretty cool, but also is auto dimming as well as the driver side mirror, and that for driving at night is pretty convenient. For 2025, on top of the e-call, Mazda added Alexa integration to the infotainment system, and that allows you to change things like your temperature or your heated seats or the radio, those type of things. That's pretty handy. And also added Mazda online navigation, which adds a lot more features than in previous years. I fit behind myself based on my driving position, which is this one. My knees doesn't touch, but it's pretty close. And there is an armrest there with 2 cup holders. So it's space if you're thin. I believe there are bigger and more spacious, especially in the back, cabin compact sedans in the market, but there is a lot to get from the Mazda 3s that you won't get from others. So you have to decide what is more important to you. And then the trunk is pretty big and useful. Pretty good. So, how is to drive the Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo? This is an excellent car to drive. Let me start with the suspension. It's on the firm side, that's for sure. I also think that anything that competes with this will be a similar case, but you need to test drive because it is firm. Firm to me, and on this application with this amount of power, it screams sportiness. Fine, not for everyone, so keep that in mind. Then the steering is also on the heavy side, or on the firm side. I love it. This is exactly how I like my steerings, but I also understand this is not for everyone. I also think it adds to the sportiness of the driving of this car, and also in the segment I think it will be kind of similar depending on what you choose. So it's not that far from those, but it is firm. It's not uncomfortable, and you can maneuver this car with no issues, and you can park it and use it, no issues, fine. It just adds a little bit of, again, sportiness to it. It's very precise and very direct, in my opinion. I think it's really nice to drive in this combo. My recommendation of all my videos, and to everyone, test drive when buying a car, because that may help you change your mind. So the brakes are pretty responsive. This is a lot of power, and I wanted to have brakes that will stop the car, and so far I had no issues with it. I really like them, and I feel safe with them, and they are progressive too. I like it. I think the brakes are fine and perfect. The visibility on the car is great. This is a sedan. The back window is big. The side mirrors are big enough. The windows are big. Visibility overall is great. The C-pillar has a little bit of a blind spot, but very little. And of course, you have your mirrors. There is blind spot monitoring here, and there is a 360 camera, which is really clear and high definition, and has a wide view too. So you can drive and park this car with no issues. The visibility department is great. The cabin is very quiet, and this is also what adds not only to the sportiness, but to the premium feeling of this car. It is really nice to drive, and if you have your music on, which by the way, this is a premium Bose sound system with 12 speakers, and I have a Bose system in my car, doesn't even get close to this. It is great sounding, and because the car is small and the cabin is quiet, you feel like you are in a concert hall or something like that. I really like it. It's really good. I'm not a sound expert, so bear with me. Our test ride. So the transmission, which is a 6-speed automatic, I think it does a great job. I find it's really smooth, and it helps with this amount of power, and because the engine is so torquey, it can do a lot without having to shift all the time. So it feels pretty satisfying and relaxing and smooth, and it's really good. But it also pretty quick on downshifting and shifting in general, depending what you are asking the car to do. So I really like it. I think it's a great combination with the engine, and the car in general. I know there are newer 10-speed automatics. I think this is great. I have no complaints, and it goes down and you can chill too. This car has many faces, so I like that. I like this car that with this amount of power is still a chill cruising car. Love that one. And then the star, of course, is the engine. First of all, it sounds great. I think there is a little bit of sound getting in the cabin artificially, I'm not sure, but it has this little growl to it. I really like it. It sounds nice. Feel that you have the power there for you without being intrusive or crazy, so I like that. But it has so much power and so much torque on this light car that I love that they added the all-wheel drive, because it adds responsiveness and it's easier to put the power down, and also helps the car to take off with this amount of power. But there is an aspect of safety there that I like, and of course it's great for Canada, for example. So win. The engine is just a sweet engine. This is a very good application. I like what they have done here, because I think this engine, what adds is premiumness and luxury and German feeling, European feeling car driving type of things. I think it adds to a different level. It's a luxury car, it's a premium car with all this power. It's not the sportiest, I don't think, and I don't think competes with the WRX or the N, the Elantra N, for example, at all. But it's nice that this car exists, and you have this option of having a super special Mazda. The engine takes off with no issues. It's super powerful. When it's in low speed, it uses all the torque, as I was saying, so there's no even need for downshifting. But when you floor this car, it goes, and it goes fast, and it sounds great, and it's really satisfying. It builds power and speed in a way that you will never believe that you are driving a Mazda 3. So it's really good. I really like it. I think it's super smart from Mazda to create and have available this option for this car. Get the Mazda 3 with this engine, your experience elevates to a level that pretty much nobody else can offer you. I think in the premium luxury car segment they could, but this is comparable one-to-one, I can assure you that. So that is great for a lot less money and a pretty tight and well put together overall car. This is great. If you are in the market, any of those two compact sedan levels, a regular or the premium, and even if you are just looking for a regular Mazda 3, do yourself a favor and test drive a turbo. I think you will not be able to pass on this great car. If you're looking for a premium, sporty, fun to drive, and very powerful compact sedan, the Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo may be the one that you are looking for.